Hello and welcome to another session of Let's Heal Together, preparing ourselves for liberation and ascension. And today we are going to be focusing on the role of self love in raising your vibration and building the light grid. We apologize for our delay at the start. As you may know, we are broadcasting live and we had some technical issues. But we're here and we're ready to go. Let's just for one moment, we could use a little extra light today. So let's surround this session, including all technology and all participants, our team. Let's just for 1 minute surround everyone, visualize the beautiful white light. And thank you for that beautiful light. So, we welcome you today on this beautiful February 22nd. It's a 222 day. So, lots of great energy going on today. So, we welcome you from around the world. And if this is your first time, a big open welcome to you. We welcome you with very open arms. And if you've been here before with us, thank you so much for your loyalty and contribution to the light. We love you guys so much. We invite you to say hello in the chat. Tell us where you're coming from. My name is Deborah, by the way, and I'm your host for today. I'm joined by a wonderful team. I'm a leader with Sisterhood of the Rose and the Victory of the Light teams. And I would just like to take a moment and have our team also say hello to you. So let's see. May, how are you today, May?
I'm here. I'm okay. Thank you. Hello. Well, today is a nice day. It's a little strange day, I must say. But well, I'm May. I'm part of the team of the Sisterhood of the Rose and Victory of the Light. And well, really, I'm so happy to join again this activity. I'm so happy to share with the people. Thank you for waiting for this transmission. And well, only desire to enjoy the broadcast and victory of the light. Muchas gracias a todos. Gracias. Thank you, Deborah.
Oh, thank you, May. Yeah, May works behind the scenes, making sure everything's running smooth. And boy, did we need her today. So we love
Yeah,
her.
yeah. This part I forget. The technical support. This is
Yes,
the part of the discourse. Okay, thank you.
very important technical support. Without it, we wouldn't be able to do these live broadcasts. So, okay. And let's say hello to Megan. Hi, Megan.
Hi, it's so nice to be here. Hello, Deborah, and hello to all of you from all around the world. We're looking forward to talking to you today, and thank you for visiting with us.
Yes, thank you. And Megan is going to be coming on a little later to talk to us about tachyon healing. So we look forward to hearing from her about that. And let's say hello to Felipe now. Hi, Felipe.
Hello, Deborah. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Felipe, and I'm coming to you from the north of Germany. And we are going to have some important information for you regarding ascension and self love. This is what I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes. Thank you.
Yes, Felipe will be. You'll be hearing his lovely divine masculine voice many times during this session. So we all love to hear Felipe speak. We always tease him, saying you should be a radio announcer.
Yeah.
So, all right, and we have a special guest with us again today. We Ziva from Sisterhood of the Rose joined us last month for our last session and shared some important astrology with us. And she's going to be speaking today. We hope having a few technical issues around the connection. So, Ziva, can you jump on and say hi? Let's test your connection and see how it's working. Okay, see, it does sound like Ziva is having some issues. Um, Let me just see here.
Yeah, but she have the micro in off. So, Siva, if you hear us, check your micro. Thank you.
Okay. Unfortunately, it does not sound like Ziva's transmission is coming through at all at the moment. I'm not sure if anyone can hear her. I know on my end I cannot. So in the studio we cannot hear her. So um, Ziva, darling, unfortunately we may have to reschedule you for next time. So, and Ziva did give us some information that she was going to share about the portal that is going on right now. So we will share that for her on her behalf. She was also going to give us some tips on Command 1221, but we're just going to have to wait till our next session for that. So, um, Ziva, thank you so much for your time to be here today, and yeah, I just think it's not going to work. So we will check next time. So in the meantime, I just wanted to share some of your hellos. Um, you guys are so awesome about saying hi. As you can see, we are coming from all over the world, and this is a global process. Remember, the more that gather together in one place, the more powerful it is. And so this is why we do these sessions, and this is why we do them live, in spite of the technical issues that flow when you're doing live presentations. But um, these sessions also are recorded, so if you would like to share it or come back for to re-listen to certain parts of it, all of our sessions can be found on the Sisterhood of the Rose YouTube channel under the live category, where we post our live presentations. So we've got Germany, Minnesota, Mexico, Ireland. Wow. Just some beautiful, much gratitude to you, Kat. Um, Snow, yeah, we've got some snow here in the US. That's where I'm coming from. We've got Bavaria. Wow. Let's see. Some of these are, let's see. Chilliwack, Cairo. Okay. Central US. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me just say a few more hellos. And New York. Philippines, Hungary. Wow, look at you guys. I love you guys. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on because we do have a lot we want to do today. And I thank you for your patience for our bumpy start. So let us kind of go with the flow and what we're going to do. Let me just go over our schedule for today. Um, Felipe is going to help us align our energies since we've come from so many places. We've had our possibly hectic days and we're going to align our energies so that we're in a beautiful place to start today. Then, as I said, we were going to bring Ziva in, giving tips for Command 1221 for using that, but we'll reschedule that. And we will share her information about the current portal that is going on. So I'll do that after we align our energies. Then we're going to do some quick protection and preparation. We're going to be doing surrounding ourselves in a bubble of light. We're going to be invoking the I Am Presence, and we will also be invoking the lovely energy of the goddess. Then we will present to you the role of self-esteem in raising your vibration and building the light grid, along with a little meditation there. And also, we will, Megan will speak to you about tachyon healing and how that can help. We'll do a quick little break and then we're going to move on to clearing the implant clearing section of this session. We're going to verbally cancel our contracts. Then we're going to do the triangulation exercise. We're going to do a little shorter version today, but we're going to do those very powerful exercises and a reminder that we will need paper and a writing utensil for that portion. Then we'll answer any questions you may have at the end. Then what we're going to do, a little different this time, we're going to simply invoke Command 771 together, and we'll explain what that is, but it's basically like a emotional healing protocol. And we're going to just invoke it, and then rather than listening in quiet to music like we usually do, we're going to offer a bonus meditation so that we can be doing this meditation while we've invoked the Command 771. And this is the meditation for peace between Russia, Ukraine, and NATO that is so urgent at this time. There was a big global meditation yesterday for this, and it's also now taking place every 4 hours. So we thought we would, since we have, a large number of people attending from around the world, we thought that we would play it. And this is optional, of course. It's an extra 15 minutes if you would like to stay on. So, and a reminder, too, that some of the exercises and meditations that we're doing are available in various languages that you see here on the screen. And you can go to that link that you see, victorialuminous.fr/clearing-implants. So, let us move on. We're going to start with aligning our energies. And for this, I'm going to be turning this over to Felipe, who will guide us through this. Thank you, Felipe.
We are going to close our eyes. We are going to watch our breath. We are going to breathe in and out at our own pace. We breathe brilliant white light, and we breathe out brilliant white light into our surroundings. We breathe in brilliant white light into our physical body. We are going to breathe brilliant white light into our plasma body. And we are going to release from it all the blockages. We are going to breathe in now brilliant white light into our etheric body. We are going to breathe in now brilliant white light into our astral body. We are going to remove all the emotions that do not belong there anymore. We are going to breathe in brilliant white light into our mental body. And now we are going to release all beliefs, systems, and all doubts. We can see, feel, and visualize the light working, brilliant white light working on the physical body, plasma body, etheric body, astral body, and mental body. And we are now surrounded by light. And we breathe in brilliant white light in the totality of our being. And as we breathe out, we radiate this light and become a being of light. I am a being of light. You are a being of light. And as a being of light, we are going to connect now with all the participants in this session. And we are now going to connect with other beings of light and become one being, a huge being of light. And we breathe in and breathe out as one being of light. And now this group in the session, as one huge being of light, is going to connect with other beings of light and create a planetary network of light. And we are going to see, feel, hear. We visualize a huge wave of light, eradicating, removing completely all darkness around our planet. We see, we feel this light going like huge waves that are completely illuminating, removing the darkness from our planet. And this is the final victory of the light. And to make all this possible and to confirm it, we are going to sing together 3 times the sacred Om. Now we are going to open our eyes and we shall continue with the session.
Thank you, Felipe. That was beautiful. And I feel like we are all much more aligned and very connected too. So beautiful. Okay. And at this point, we were going to bring in Ziva to speak about Command 1221. But and as I said earlier, we will reschedule her for that. But I would like to share very quickly what she wanted to talk about right now in terms of this time frame that we're in. So it is called, and excuse my reading this. This is what Ziva gave us. She was saying that we have entered the Fomalhaut Gateway. And she shared a link that I will put in our chat with a very nice ritual to honor that. And this Fomalhaut Gateway is, let me just see. She said it will peak tomorrow. So we have just entered it, and which is probably what the 222 is. And it will peak tomorrow and it will close at the end of February 24th. So let me share this link. And when you get a chance, you can check that out. And as she said, it will explain more of what it is, as well as a ritual to honor that. Oftentimes when these, if you want to call them portals, open, it's really powerful, and your meditations are much stronger. And this is why we do so many global meditations based on astrological configurations. And so this is an important time. So I think it's very, very cool that we are actually doing a session now. So and with her speaking about Command 1221, she made a good point, and she said the light forces are so busy right now. So to be mindful of when we invoke Command 1221. And if you're not familiar with this command, you can invoke this 3 times. Out loud is best, and a personal team of light beings will be formed for you. And if you use this command often, you're kind of going to get to know them. They become your friends, because that is actually what they are. Um, they're able to check your status and help however and wherever they can and whenever they can. So this can be used for an emergency situation, almost like an SOS call. It can be used if you need additional guidance or you're struggling with something. If you're going into meditation and you'd like them to join you, they're happy to assist when asked. So what we're going to do, if you're guided to invoke Command 1221 at this time, so that what we're doing here together, the work that we're doing, is amplified by all of our teams being with us today. So again, if you feel so guided, just say on your own out loud, Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Command 1221.
Feel your team. They're here with you. They're here with us. And now let's visualize us contributing this beautiful light with our teams around the world to the light grid of the planet. All connected as one. I love this comment from Snowy White. Family. Yes. We are family. And this is a great way to make energetic connections with your soul family. So so glad that you can be here with us. So okay. So now we're going to do some additional protection and preparation. The work we're going to be doing today is very powerful, and anytime you do this kind of powerful work, especially as a collective, remember, as a collective, things are so much more powerful. We want to be sure that we are fully protected, and we've already brought in some light several times, but these are specific protection protocols that actually, these are what Cobra used in his recent conference in Paris. If for any of you that were there, you might remember this. And if you're not familiar with Cobra, we do reference his work periodically through these sessions. And you can find his work at 2012portal.blogspot.com. And so let us first, this is a very simple meditation, visualization. And what's nice, because it is so simple, you can use it frequently throughout your day. It doesn't require you carving out a whole lot of time, or you can use it kind of as needed, as you feel guided throughout your day. And basically, we're just going to be invoking a bubble of like bluish white light around us, and asking it to shield and protect us from negative energy. And so you're just going to close your eyes and visualize this bubble surrounding you and protecting you, and then we'll stay there for a few moments. So let us, if you would like to repeat after me, and I do suggest if you can close your eyes. May a bubble of light surround me.
May a bubble of light surround me.
May its light shield and protect me from all negative energy.
May its light shield and protect me from all negative energy.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Stay in this bluish white light for a moment. Build the protection. Okay. And now we're going to be invoking what is called Atfor technology. This is invoking the I Am Presence. And basically, this is a spiritual technology that was given to us by the light beings. It's actually, it was created to assist in the ascension process. But we can use this technology already now because it increases your vibrational field when it is called. We have to remember that we do have motherships above us supporting us. They're cloaked, of course, but they are able to send in to channel this beautiful pillar of pure white light going through you to the center of the planet. So that's what we're going to be doing. It basically aligns your energy field with your I Am Presence. And remember, this I Am Presence, it is your higher self that incarnated with you, and it emits a very strong light. And this is why you can be surrounded in this beautiful white light, and it offers additional protection as well as guidance and connects you to your higher self and your I Am Presence. So let us invoke and feel it. So again, if you would like to close your eyes and repeat after me. I call upon the pillar of pure white light
I call upon a pillar of pure white light
to descend upon me and to form around me.
to descend upon me and to form around me.
I call upon the presence
I call upon the presence
of the I Am that I am.
of the I am that I am.
I ask the presence of the I Am that I am
I ask the presence of the I am that I am
to join and merge with me.
to join and merge with me.
Feel this pillar of light surrounding you, connecting you. Okay, great. And I would highly suggest memorizing these two. This invocation for the I Am Presence, as well as the blue bubble of light. You can screenshot these. I'll even go back a second if you would like to. Oops, wrong way. Let's see. There you go. These are easy to memorize and, as I said, easy to use throughout your day. Definitely want to start your day with these and end your day with these before you go to sleep. So, and use whenever needed. So, okay, great. And then the last thing we're going to do for our preparation is to invoke some beautiful goddess energy. And so let me just Focus on this for a minute. This is the beautiful, remember, the goddess is the divine essence of source. We currently do not have enough goddess energy on the planet. This is that divine feminine energy that we are bringing back to strengthen our light grid, to strengthen us, to move us closer to liberation. And so close your eyes and relax. And breathe deeply. And this time you don't need to repeat what I'm saying. Just relax. And now visualize a loving, feminine presence. A beautiful, warm, caring, tender, but also very powerful goddess descending from the sky and entering your physical body. Her presence is harmonizing the divine feminine within all of us, male and female, and it makes us more loving. The goddess energy has so much impact. Let's visualize that beautiful energy allowing men and women to live in perfect understanding, in pure love. Visualize our society living in peace and harmony with this beautiful energy. Visualize our wounds healing. And then we all have a connection with our soul and the source in perfect balance of our inner male and female aspects. Stay united for a moment with this beautiful energy as you have invoked and embodied it, knowing that by doing so, you become more peaceful, more harmonious, more loving and caring, more wise, but also more powerful. And when you're ready, open your eyes and join us back. Great. Thank you. I wanted to share a comment that was shared earlier when we were talking about soul family. Mark, I hope you're okay sharing this or me sharing this. I need family so badly. I'm so alone and feeling so isolated. Mark, you are not alone. I think there's a lot of light workers that can relate to what you're saying. And this is why these online meetings and events are so important, because it does allow us to connect. We're creating a template energetically to magnetize to ourselves, our soul families. And so we hope that you join us on a regular basis, as well as some of the other teams that are doing some of these global events, and you won't feel so alone. So we are with you. You have your virtual family here. So, okay. Let's see. What are we doing next? We are moving into our healing section. And we have just invoked this beautiful goddess energy. So it just flows so beautifully now that we would be talking about the role of self-love in raising your vibration and building the light grid. This, this month of February, there's a lot of talk about love, and it's generally referenced in terms of loving someone else. But very little attention is put on to the role of self-love and how important that is. And also there's a lot of misconceptions that we'll talk about shortly about self-love. So we just thought it would be a really nice time to address the topic of self-love, because it is so important in our healing, and also for liberating and ascension. So we will talk about that shortly. So um, we talked about its role in increasing and building the light grid, and we keep mentioning the light grid, and so we have to be completely aware that we do have there is a light grid that we came here to contribute to as light beings, as beings of light. We came here at this time to hold the light of this grid, and there are many elements to this grid: vortexes, ley lines, key spots around the planet, sacred geometry, light beings spread all around the planet. As Mark said, he feels isolated. Well, it's important, if it helps you, to know that we've been strategically placed around the planet, possibly away from other light workers, because we're in our location to hold the light for that location. So this could be another reason why we're so spread out as well. And we have to remember that there are beautiful galactic beings and light forces and ascended masters and beautiful beings of light that are here to support the light grid, above as well as below the surface of the planet. So this is the light grid that we talk about, and our contribution to the light grid is important, and this is why it's so important that we address the topic of self-love. What we're going to do, we're going to start you with our mirror exercise, and we're going to give you a minute or two to, if you have a mirror nearby, or if you can make a quick trip to your restroom or your bedroom, and just go stand in front of the mirror for a few moments and glance at yourself, and what are the first things that pop into your mind. A full-length mirror is ideal, but if not, just what are the first things that come to your mind when you look into the mirror? And if you don't have a mirror handy, just think back to when you look in the mirror, what thoughts are going on. So we're going to give you 1 or 2 minutes to do that. And if you can even write down or share in the chat your experience. So we'll give you a moment to do that.
If you do not have anything of those mentioned mirrors, you can always turn on your mobile, and there is a camera in front in there. You can use that.
Okay, let's gather back. If you can hear me. So often, and remember, you were just consciously looking in the mirror, but what about the unconscious times that you have looked in the mirror, which is, you're getting up in the morning or brushing your teeth or getting dressed, and so often the response that we see is not our real selves. So when you look in the mirror, what is it that you see? Do you see the real you or what you have been conditioned to believe is you? So often, maybe we see ourselves aging. Maybe we visualize one of our parents looking back at us. I know I've had that experience as I get older. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just saw my mom for a second there. And, maybe you're seeing a distorted version of yourself that is untrue. Maybe you're noticing the flaws um, that you see. Maybe you're seeing your depression or your sadness. Maybe that's what's looking back at you. Possibly you're seeing a very smaller version of yourself than who you truly are. And possibly your vision of yourself or your interpretation of yourself is so distorted that you can't even really get a good read of who you are. It's very muddled and confused by what we've been conditioned and what our society has programmed us as to what is important. And so these are things that we want to address because it's, why is it so hard to love myself sometimes? Some of the things we say to ourselves when we look in the mirror can be quite cruel oftentimes. If you think that you are your own best friend, but would you really speak to your best friend like that? And so often our words can be very harsh. And this is unfortunate because this is not our true nature. This is not our true nature at all. When we are born with beautiful self-love. We have complete love for ourselves. For many of our younger years, if you ask a younger child, do you love yourself? They kind of look at you like, well, yes, of course. Why are you asking me such a silly question? And so, but unfortunately, this becomes challenged, the self-love, and it's usually around the age of 8 years old when we start being affected by society. In fact, it's starting younger these days because of social media. But we have influences from peers and family and teachers and the educational system and the media and all of this that make us question our worth and make us feel bad about ourselves. Um, and I love this scale of consciousness. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but this is from a highly recommended book called Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins. And in fact, my copy, I've loaned it so many times and I've referenced it so many times. It's held together with tape and it's full of all kinds of underlining and writing. But what this in this book, he talks about one very important thing is the scale of consciousness. As we know, everything has energy, including our consciousness, and our consciousness affects the emotions that we feel. And so he developed a scale, and there is the lowest vibrational. It goes from lowest to highest. And this is based on like an energetic vibration. And the lowest is shame. Then it goes to guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. And you see, at some point your energy is contracted and at some point it's expanded, and there's a point, it's the point of neutrality. Actually, at courage is the level of 200 is where this shifts, and where there is an energetic shift from contracted to expanded. And so often, based on our image of self-love and our image of self, we are in some of these emotions, these this is also, and this goes in the opposite direction. But so often, when we look in the mirror, we have feelings of humiliation or despair or anxiety, even hate or scorn. And these are on the lowest levels of the scale. And it's very hard for us to have any light within ourselves or to expand any light into the planet because we are in such a contracted state. And so it's at the point where courage sets in, that the power happens, where you have the courage to make the changes and the courage to look at you, to do your shadow work and to do your own inner healing and to move into a higher vibrational place of acceptance, having the willingness to make the changes, accepting yourself for who you truly are, moving into that place of love and even joy. And that's what this scale is very good in pointing out, because we have to remember that when you feel bad about yourself, you're blocking all the love that and all the happiness that the universe has for you. So, and we have to remember that not only as important beings of light that are here to shine our light and to build the light grid, it's important. We want to do this work for ourselves, but we also want to do this for the planet, because, bringing back this scale of consciousness, you can see when we're either in a place of what is considered fear or love. And as we know, there's so much fear going on the planet right now. That's what's trying to be generated to keep us from waking up too much, is putting us in this place of fear. But when you're in a place of fear, your energy can only expand so far. But whereas in a place of love, you can magnify. Dr. Hawkins in this book talks about the exponential factor of raising your vibration to these higher levels, and how one person in a higher frequency can exponentially affect people. So it's really, it doesn't require a whole bunch of people. I mean, the more the better, because as we know, our planet needs to bust out of the place, this fear-based place that we're in. But just the effect of love. But it starts with self. And this is one thing people say, oh, but I'm spreading love and I do all this work for the planet and I do the meditations and all this. But when you truly, truly go into the deepest part of yourself, do you truly, truly have unconditional love for self? And this is very challenging for many light workers, because we've had challenging lives thrown at us, and we're dealing with challenging thoughts and situations and people and all of this. So it's very important that we start with self. And so that's what we're going to do today. Let me just see. Shedazar, want to share the comment? Hello, Shedazar. Good to see you again. Breaking the negative thought patterns, especially targeted at yourself, is seriously one of the most important things you can do to heal. Yes, you took the words out of my mouth. Thank you. Thank you. That is a beautiful comment that please take that to heart. And we'll talk about that more in a second too. Caitlin, Caddens, sorry. Question, is fantasy the same as desire? I don't feel a strong sense of desire, but I do preoccupy with fantasizing about things sometimes. Well, I know that fantasizing is an important step in manifesting, that your manifestations happen more accurately and faster if you can tie in the emotion with it, tie in the mind and the heart, and you put the emotion behind it. And oftentimes, whether you want to call it fantasizing or dreaming or visualizing, but that helps you to feel the emotions associated with the outcome that you desire. So I would say that, is it the same as desire? I've also heard that desires, if it wasn't in the collective if it wasn't supposed to come to you, like we have these, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that because it's a possibility for us. So I don't know if anyone from the team wants to jump in and add anything to that.
Yeah, okay. If I could add something about this, it seems to me like desire is just a very swift thought that comes to your mind. But when you fantasize about it, you're already using that desire and building up into something. Okay, so this seems to me like it's the next step. If you want to continue increasing this, you can also start visualizing and feeling, and that's going to actually start to create this bubble of manifestation around you, and it's going to bring you whatever you want. So I see desire like the first step, fantasy like the second step, and then deepening up your sphere of influence until it manifests by itself.
Mhm. Thank you, Felipe. Great. Frequency surfer. Hi, good to see you again too. What are the true intentions behind that desire fantasy? I think that's also an important question to ask yourself. Is it a higher vibrational desire or fantasy, or is it something that will contract your energy or the energy of others? So I think that's that's always a good question to ask. Am I contracted? Am I contracting or am I expanding? Um, and that's a good way to even if you're about a situation. Will this contract my energy or will this expand my energy? I think you can use this concept to make some important decisions. Am I making this decision based out of fear or am I making this out of love? And so these all, remember, everything has an energetic signature and a frequency to it. And so by asking yourself these questions, it can help guide you through that path of self-love and that path of contributing to the light grid of the planet, and as well as raising your vibration. So we have to remember that it's not just about us. You send out an energetic field that affects the world around you. So with that heart energy, which we're going to be tapping into in a moment, you have the power to change your world, and not just your world, but the world around you. So we have to understand it's our responsibility as well, because we all have this energetic signature. I'm sure we've all been around people where after we've been with them, we just feel drained. And we've also been with people that after we've been with them, we're just completely energized. And that is based on their energy field. And this is why we do so much work cleaning our energy and surrounding ourselves in light. And it is just essential that this is done daily. So Snowy White, the heart is the answer to everything. Absolutely. It is the gate. Yes, it is the gateway to the soul, to the higher self, to source itself. Yes. The key. Thank you, Snowy White. Appreciate that. So I'd like to bring Felipe on now, because he's also going to talk about the role in our ascension as it applies to our ascension process. So thank you, Felipe.
All right. There is a song called Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Well, I do not think that love is actually a very little thing. Love is the building block of the entire universe, and is actually what sustains everything that has come to be or will ever come to be. When you love yourself, you acknowledge the presence of the source within you, and you start working with this energy in a very much intense way, a way that leads to unity with the source. When you love yourself, you give everything that you need to yourself, and it's because of this that the existence is based in love, and you will be filled with the most beautiful experiences and the most beautiful life. As a matter of fact, exercising loving yourself will be the ultimate experience, because you will finally break the illusion and finally recognize that all experiences are coming from inside you, And since you're part of the source, you let the energy of the source manifest through you, through your life, through the conversations that you have with others, through the time you share with others, giving them the encouragement to stay in the path or to better themselves. And for all those very little simple things that you do for others every day, for which you're basically unaware of, but they do make quite an impact on the lives of the people around you. Now it is time to increase the vibration of love by already bringing yourself to that state that you want to live. It is all about challenging yourself to finally bring the most beautiful state that you wish to have, but now, not for the future, now. And nothing is better than first desiring it, then fantasizing it, then visualizing it, then feeling it, and then live already in this. The more you practice self-love, the more you will be in alignment with that, with every part of yourself, whether it be your higher self, your galactic family, your twin flame, and so on. And the more you will, and the more you do this, you will precipitate this reality, such ascension in your life. There's a lot of programming in the society against self-love. For example, we are taught that we have to love certain kind of computers, perhaps certain kind of cars. We can love our family, our companion, we can love our house, and so on. But what about us? Why is it that the society does not teach us to simply love ourselves? Yeah? Why don't we see that we are basically the building block that is going to be able to experience all this? Because when we love ourselves, then it's going to be reflected in the mirror, reflected in the entire life that we have around us. Okay, so perhaps we could have the experience of love by hanging onto something or somebody else. But this is going to be a mostly fleeting experience. This experience is going to go away from our lives eventually. But if you have self-love, it will stay. And if you stay with that vibration, it will stay with you. And no matter what the external circumstances are, we will be anchored properly in your life, and no storm is going to be able to take you down. Okay? So the love that we have for ourselves will play a crucial role in our ascension process. I'm going to explain a little bit more about ascension in coming sessions, but as many of you know, we will keep the body that we have now into our ascension. While it is very good that we work on our preparation and healing during this time, it is not expected that we will have perfectly healed in order to ascend. As a matter of fact, the body will still go through a process of healing even after the ascension has happened. But now, this is the question that I want to ask you at this time. How can we look forward to keep the body that we have right now if we are not pleased with our body? As I said, there's a lot of pressure on the society about this because the society has determined how we should look like, how tall we should be, what should we eat, or how slender should we stay, and so on. And in doing this, we forget that perfection has many ways to manifest. And one of them is the body that you have right now. So, self-love to our bodies is usually shown in the way that we care for it and what you feed it with. So, for example, what you hear, what you see, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, and what you feel are nutritions for our bodies. Even our thoughts have effects on our physical bodies. So we show respect to our love, we show respect and love to our bodies, surrounding ourselves at all times with the highest possible vibrations that we can get a hold on. So our bodies can create around them a field of manifestation that will be optimal for our well-being. If you look close enough to a mirror, you will see that you have a powerful ally, an advisor, and a companion that has been with you all your life, but perhaps you didn't pay much attention to it. And to the wonder that has been in front of you all this time and around you. Every person is a talent, a child of the source, and if we put any judgment on the body that we have, we are just placing a judgment on the source. So let us all pay attention as we walk along in the path of ascension to the signs that our body is able to give it to us. especially to the light that comes from us. Perhaps one day you will wake up and then you will look at the mirror and you will say, "Wow, is that me?" That is fantastic because you will see that your body is starting to reflect some light. It will no longer be just a 3D form that is looking back at you from the mirror, but there will be something else. And this is very, very beautiful, and it's a very important experience that we could all have. And to do this, we can start merging in between our physical and our higher self with the exercises that we are showing in this session. So, as I said, let us pay attention to when we look at the mirror, to the amount of light that is showing back to us. Once ascension has come and the light body and the physical body will be fusion together, they will be a powerful combination which will make miracles happen. One day in the future, we will be all happy that we got a body with ourselves which came from Earth. And independently of the doors that this will open around the universe, we will be pleased that we have one body that belongs to a planet in which one of the most important events in history, in this history of the universe, happened: the victory of the light, the victory of love. And to start this process, we have to do a lot of self-love in ourselves, learn how to self-love ourselves, and start this process and expand it, our sphere of influence all around us, all around the world, our family, our co-workers. Everything has to be filled out with this love that is going to come. Now, there is a very important quality of love that we should always keep in mind, because if we give money, money is gone. If we give something physical, that physical thing is gone. But the more love we give, the more love we will become, because we are going to start being some sort of a channel of love for the universe. And this is the way how the universe rewards ourselves. When we start loving ourselves, then this love is going to start manifesting more and more and more in our lives, and there will be no end to the amount of love that we can give to others. And if you have had experiences about this, it is fantastic, because is once you think that you are loving completely to one person or to a group of people or something, if you expand your influence and give love to others, then you start increasing the amount of love. The amount of love that you have for yourself and the amount of love that you give to others will continually increase. And to finalize, I would like to say that sometimes we have to go a little bit crazy about love, and we just start sharing. It doesn't really matter if people do not understand it. Sometimes they will perhaps even laugh about us, but I think so that we deserve this experience in our lives to be an anchor for love and transmission of like a transmitter of love, like a powerful radio station that irradiates love everywhere. And if we do this experience, if we connect with our higher self and we love ourselves, then this is going to be one experience that is going to be fantastic. It's going to be something that is going to make our day. In the moments in which we feel alone, or we feel without people around us, or a companion or something, we can always go back to this self-love, and then we will understand that love doesn't necessarily have to be coming from another person. This is not what is meant to be. This is and this is perhaps the most important lesson in this session, that self-love is crucial. Self-love has to come from the inside. Self-love has to be born inside. And once it's born inside, it will stay there. And it doesn't really matter what happens in the outside. You will be complete. Okay, so let's go back to the session, and thank you, Deborah.
Thank you, Felipe. Wow, you made so many fantastic points. Especially the importance of self-love and the fact that we are ascending in these bodies, and how can we ascend if we have these heavy feelings that we don't even like our body. So so thank you for sharing that. yeah, I just love this. If you were asked to make a list of things that you like, how long would it take you to place your name on that list, right? Um, and it's time to remove that sticker on your forehead that says, I want you to like me, and place it on the mirror where it belongs. I just thought that was just so cute. So, um, and so we've talked a little bit about self-love, and as Felipe said, we have all this education and we learn all of these random things, yet we're not being taught how to love ourselves or why it's important. Um, but as he also mentioned, it's our society doesn't really want us to love ourselves. It's going to do everything it can to prevent that self-love. Um, because if a person does not have self-love, they certainly will spend a lot more money doing things to try to get that feeling that they're craving inside. They're looking to the external world to fill what they're missing on the inside. And so it's unfortunately we're never taught what self-love is. Some people might think it's, oh, I'm going to get a massage, or I'm going to buy myself flowers, or I'm going to, you know, eat some ice cream. I'm going to treat myself, but that's not really what self-love is. Self-love goes so much deeper. As Felipe said, it comes from the inside, and it's in so many ways other than just trying to temporarily pacify yourself. I mean, there's beautiful things you can do for self-care, like, oh, I'm going to, honor myself by taking a bath tonight. That's beautiful self-care, and self-care is a huge part of self-love. But it also includes things like setting healthy boundaries and stopping yourself criticism and making healthy choices. How often do we make choices in our life that are based on need or lack of love or fear? And those are lower vibrational choices. So making healthy choices, investing in your spiritual personal growth, connecting to your higher self, forgiving yourself, being authentic, healing your inner child. These are all things that contribute to your self-love. It's the smaller things. It's, as Felipe said, it's these little things. How do you talk to yourself? What do you watch? What do you read? Who do you share your energy with? How do you share your energy? All of these things are important to keep in mind for that self-love. And so, self-love is truly how you manage yourself in the face of adversity. It's how you talk to yourself, and what are you willing to do to create the version of yourself that you can admire the most? Because this is where the aspect of, a lot of people have an inner shame because there are aspects of themselves that they just do not like. And it's important to heal those aspects of yourself. Again, having the courage to take those steps to make those changes, but also to move beyond them and do your healing in that way. Self-love is the hardest yet most rewarding thing that you can do. I think someone had posted something like that earlier too. It really is about listening to your soul. That's what we need to do, is connect with your soul and ask your soul, what do I need? What do I need? It's connecting to your soul. Because remember, we are sparks of the divine. We are God incarnated. We are that source. That source lies within us. And as someone pointed out earlier, that portal is through our heart. And that heart is what we want to connect to. That's where our soul is housed. And we are born with this beautiful divine spark within us. And it's always there. Felipe mentioned this. We're born with it. It's there. Unfortunately, our society can start to put layers on it as we are children. And then what we do is we start believing those layers are true, and we start with our own critical thoughts. We start to dim our own light. We're adding layer upon layer to cover up this beautiful light within us. And it's really time, as we become closer as more and more light comes into the planet that we're able to access, and we're getting closer to liberation and ascension, that we really connect to this divine spark within us, that we let go of our little suit that we're wearing, that suit that holds our judgments and our criticisms and all of our lower vibrational emotions and memories and all of this, and really step into the glory, the full glory of our higher self and our light body. And so what we're going to do is a little self-love meditation, in which we will access that part of who we are. And May, do we have any music for this? We tried it earlier and we were having some issues with that. So I'm just wondering if we do have any music. In the meantime, if we have something, we'll play it. If not, oh, we have music. Great, thank you. Let's see if it plays. But in the meantime, let's just close our eyes and start by breathing. We know by focusing on our breath, it helps us to connect to that deeper part of ourselves. That inner self. Take a few more breaths. Breathing in, and now just breathe out what no longer serves you. Breathe out the gunk, the layers that have built, that have kept your inner light, your divine spark dimmed. Those critical aspects of yourself, those judgments of self and others. Breathe it out. You can even visualize it exiting your body as a dark smoke. Pull this energy from all parts of your body, from your brain, from your organs that have held this negative energy, possibly causing physical ailments. Every cell of your body, pull this negative energy out and breathe it out. And especially this negative energy surrounding the area of your heart chakra. Breathe into that heart space and breathe it out. Push it out if you have to. Make noise loudly, push it out. Ugh. You can be noisy, it's okay. Let us empty our mind, our heart, and our body of all but love, so that all that is left is love. Feel this love. Feel this love fill you, take over you, and become you. Focus on this heart space where this divine spark is within you. This is the house of your soul. This is your connection to your higher self, to Source. This spark is always there, always has been, and always will be. And if you need to, take a moment and apologize to this best friend that is with you always. And if you're so guided, maybe you want to apologize and say, I'm so sorry. I have forgotten about you. I am so sorry. I have allowed you to be covered by this darkness and lower frequencies. I'm so sorry I allowed you to be hidden. I'm so sorry I didn't recognize you within me, that you are who I am. I am not all of these other things that I have identified myself with. This is who I am. This beautiful, bright light of the divine. Feel this light. As you connect with this light, it connects with your higher self, with higher beings, with all that is of a higher frequency. And this is where you feel your support. This is where you realize, I am not alone. I am not isolated. I am so supported when I am in this place. And I have strength in me that I didn't even realize was there. This is who I truly am. And I am willing to let go of that lower vibrational suit that I've been wearing. Visualize yourself unzipping it from your body, taking it off. You don't need to carry that around anymore. It's been so heavy and so uncomfortable. You can still live in this world without that suit and live in that place where you are love and you radiate that love. And so now that you've let go of that suit and you are in your full glory, your brightness, feel this filling every cell of your body, being so bright. And it's so bright that it spills out into all of your energy fields, your non-physical energy fields. Your aura is so bright and beautiful. And this light cannot be contained. It spreads. That's the beauty of love. It cannot be contained, and it just spreads. Spread this love and light to your surroundings, into your environment, into the people around you, into your neighborhood, in your city, and your country. And now visualize it spreading around the entire world, contributing your beautiful light to the planetary light grid. And as we do so, we are joined by all of the other high beings of light that are also supporting this light grid. And we become one strong powerful force of love and light. Now say either out loud or in your mind, I am love. I am light. We are one. You are one with this self. This is your constant companion, your best friend. Merge with that self. And now say again, we are one. I am light. I am love. And so it is. Okay, and when you're ready, take a few more breaths. Breathe in, feel the beautiful energy. Breathe in the energy of the people joining this beautiful session. The beautiful beings of light that are supporting us. Okay. And let's welcome back. Thank you, May, for the music. I'm glad we got it to work. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. We are love. And I'm going to share a few of your comments in a moment. I would just like to share a few more comments. Remember, the more light that you allow within you, the brighter the world you live in will be. You have that power because remember, love is the most powerful force in the universe. And we can use this power, as the world, who knows what's, where we're going with this. We are moving toward this amazing shift on this planet, but there could be some chaos. And so inside this chaos, build your temple of love. This is the time now to build that temple of love. And it starts with you loving yourself, love who you are. That's where it starts. And so, if I don't, Felipe, if you're coming back and I know you want to say something, so please do. And then let's decide if we want to send people to the mirror again or not. So, okay.
And regarding these times that we are entering right now, all the preparation that we have had so far is going to help us with the changes that are coming. And we see the changes around us, and we have to stay in our center and just to repeat ourselves that everything is going to be all right.
Yes, that's such a great point. Yes, the stronger we are within, the easier everything will be. The easier the shift will be. So it starts right here within. And so it's if you, I don't think we'll take the time right now to send people to the mirror, but I would love to invite you to the next time you take a look at yourself in the mirror, please go into that younger self part of you, that part that remembers the divine spark within, and truly see yourself the way a child sees him or herself, as this beautiful being. Like, what is there not to love? And so take on that real childlike thought process as you look at yourself and see, truly bring that into your adult life and see that beauty within. Recognize your best friend, that you are truly in love with yourself, because it starts with you. All the relationships in your life are based on self-love that you have for yourself. So, spend some time just even staring at yourself in the mirror and truly, truly seeing that light within. As Felipe mentioned, the more you do this, the more you will recognize that light coming through your eyes and feeling it in your smile and in your body language and all of this. So thank you so much for that. I'm just going to before I introduce Megan, but yeah. So I want to share a few comments real quick before we move on. Virgo. Yeah, the goddess has my back. The goddess is involved with this kind of work, and please, if you're having trouble with the self love, please invite the goddess and invite the goddess energy. Invoke that beautiful goddess energy, and that divine feminine will help you to truly, truly love yourself. So, thank you for sharing that. Michelle said, fabulous. Thank you so much. We thank you too for being here with us. Virgo Venus. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Virgo. Love you guys so much. I'm 2 weeks back in full alignment with self and source. Self-love, self-healing, no guilt, no shame, just pure love and forgiveness. Wow. Awesome. Let's work everybody in this next time before our next session. Let's really work on this place of self-love, self-healing, letting go of guilt, shame, all of those lower vibrational frequencies. Let's see. Oh, Laura
Once in
shared
a,
earlier.
once in a while, I think we restrict the love that we have to ourselves based on the condition that we have done something terrible in the past. Well, it's about time to forget about that, to come out with a clean slate, as they say. No, do not rationalize love. Do not think that you do not deserve something or this and that. So stop that, and then from now on, put the love to yourself the first, and then everything is going to fall into pieces. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Felipe. I love this. Shedazar said, remember the laughing Buddha didn't have an ideal body and still shone light into the world. Oh, beautiful. Yes, thank you, Margarita. You were listening. We are one, we are love, we are light. Yes, we are. So, oh, you guys are so beautiful. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And Felipe, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today as well. So, and speaking of sharing and healing and high vibrations, I would like to bring Megan on now. And Megan is she's going to talk about the tachyon chamber, and Megan has. Well, I'll let you explain. Megan is part of our team, and but she's also a tachyon chamber owner, and so we thought it would be a perfect time for her to just talk a little bit about how we can also heal and bring in more self love with tachyon. So Megan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, Deborah. Thank you so much. So much great information from you and Felipe just now in the last half hour or so on self-love. I feel like I'm glowing. So I'm here to talk a little bit about tachyons and tachyon chambers. So this is it's actually ancient technology that has been around since Atlantis or before, but it's now coming into our modern life and has been on the planet for the last 7 or 8 years. So tachyons, and it's spelled Tachyons, 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 are particles that are subatomic, so they're very tiny, and they travel faster than light. They exist out in interstellar space. They are out beyond the veil. And so by the veil, I mean the electromagnetic fence that is out. It's somewhere around 8.6, 8.8 miles out from Earth. and it's sometimes called the tachyon membrane. But anyway, the tachyons are outside of that. So they don't have an opportunity to come into Earth unless there is a wormhole created for them. So tachyon chambers use the technology of a wormhole to bring the tachyons in from interstellar space, and then they are directed into you as you're lying in the tachyon chamber. So the authentic tachyon chambers, and there are about 121 or so around the world. There might be a few more by now, but last count a few months ago, there were about 121. The authentic tachyon chambers have a quantum uplink to a satellite. And on board the satellite is an oscillating crystal that creates a wormhole. So the tachyons are out there. They are able to detect the wormhole and come into the wormhole, and then the satellite is able to direct the tachyons into each tachyon chamber around the world. So there are tachyon chambers now in the USA and Canada. They are a lot of them in Europe. There happen to be 41 in France. France has really taken the lead on this. There are a few in Africa, a lot in Asia, in Taiwan, China, and Japan, and as well as Australia and New Zealand. So tachyon chambers are help you heal. You lie in them, and it's very relaxing. You just lie there. So the way they heal is that tachyons exist on basically all the planes that we are aware of. They exist on the physical plane, but they're also on the mental plane and the emotional plane. And they also exist on the astral plane, the etheric plane, the plasma plane, and the soul plane. So since they exist on all these planes, they are able to heal you and all your dimensions that are on all those planes as well. For example, your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body. And then each of us also have an astral body, an etheric body, a plasma body, a soul body. The tachyons are able to exist on all those planes. They're able to heal you in all those dimensions of you. And so the reason this is related to self-love, I'll finally get to that, is that tachyon chambers give you obvious physical healing, but also they are a detoxing way of getting rid of negativity that no longer serves you. So, for example, if you have things that have affected yourself, such as old trauma, it could be from family history, it could be things that happened to you in life, or maybe even past lives, memories that you have, or the programming that each of us receive from our families, from school, from our religion. These are things that find themselves into our mental, emotional body and our etheric planes. And the tachyons are able to work on those, dislodge them, and help you clear them out. So if you have a problem with being able to love yourself, getting rid of those old programs and old tapes, old memories can help you come back to your very self, which, as Deborah and Felipe were just explaining, are the essence of you. They bring you back to the essence of you. They bring you closer to your I am presence. They help you connect with your I am presence. So I have a tachyon chamber in the Western United States, but there are about 15 in the US, and as I mentioned, many more around the world. You can find a list of the authentic tachyon chambers on this website. I'll just say it and spell it. It's tachyonis.org, tachyonis.org. And let's see. So you want to find the tachyon chambers that are on this list. They're the authentic ones that are precisely fabricated in Europe, that have that quantum uplink to the satellite, and that also use sacred geometric patterns and shapes. Those are all going on in there as well. And the tachyon chamber itself is in a dedicated room. Okay, so people have asked me, well, what if I live far away from a tachyon chamber? I can't really afford to go to one. I can't really get there. You can order some high quality tachyonized products from the website I just mentioned. For example, you can order tachyonized water, tachyonized crystals, some pendants. There are even some framed pictures of Saint Germain that are tachyonized. There's a shawl made of cashmere that you can order. So there are nice things you can order from that website, tachyonis.org, and get some tachyons into your system. But do try to get to a tachyon chamber. If you have one that's not too far from you, contact them and see what they may be willing to work out with you, and go and do it for your own self-love, for clearing out those old things you don't need any longer, to energize your body, to bring health back to your body, to detox your body. It's just a wonderful gift to yourself. So that's basically what I have to say about that. And thanks so much. And I'll hand it all back to Deborah and Felipe.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Megan. Wow, that was great. I'd like to just share from my personal experience. I call tachyons happy particles. And I think I've heard other people reference that too, because I notice the most benefit on an emotional level and a mental level. And as Megan said, yes, it does help with physical healing as well. But I just feel like it really helps to balance your mood and your emotions, and it puts you, remember that scale of consciousness that we showed, it can move you out of, from that contracting place into the expanding place. And it really gives you the power of neutrality, which is where that shift happens, and where you're able to, rather than being triggered by something, like Megan said, it helps to clear up, past issues and traumas and all of this. It helps to put you in that neutral place so that you can make choices from your higher self and not your lower self. So I just wanted to share that, and a lot of times you just feel like you're in a really good mood. So thank you for sharing that. I don't know if anyone else would like to share anything else before we move on, but Megan, thank you so much for that, sharing that information with us.
You are welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And I will share some of your comments too, as we are moving into a quick little break here. We will finish this session with doing some implant clearings, which is next. But if you would like to take a quick break to fill that water glass or run to the restroom real quick while we share some comments, and then we'll meet. We'll start again in like a minute. So just because we want to keep things moving so we don't go too much longer. Let's see. Someone did. Let's see. I'm just going to look. Evelyn said, appreciated the explanation about tech-ins. Thank you so much, Megan. And thank you, Evelyn, for sharing that. Final Battle has, good to see you again, has offered, can you check my recent community post for all Cobra Intel link on tachyons? So great. Thank you for, for those of you that are doing that kind of, those type of things. Thank you so much for your contribution to the light. So do you want to put a link into the chat, Final Battle, where people can find that information on tachyons? Here you did share some extra information. The tachyons are created in the source and they emerge from the highest subplane of the cosmic physical plane into the universe. That's the Adi plane. And that definitely sounds like information that we got from Cobra. So, I wanted to post the website that Megan was mentioning. So that's tachyonis.org. And let's see, we have Galina said, I'm using in the UK since 3 years. There are 2 in the UK, in Northwest and in London. So beautiful, Galina. You're fortunate to have something close to you. Final Battle. Looks like you're suggesting some tachyonized water. Virgo Phoenix talking about the tachyon disc. Galina has also said, I'm very happy with the results after tachyon healing chambers. Relaxed, quiet, and balanced. Yes, balanced. That's a great word to describe it. Thank you very much for this beautiful procedure to help self. Yes, yes, yes. Mark shared an interesting comment. It sounds like I'm in the right portal. Fomalhaut is sometimes referred to as the loneliest star. It lights up a corner of the night sky seemingly all by itself. It stands out, yet stands alone. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. That's who we are. We're standing out, maybe alone, but we're standing out, shining darkness in our corner of the world, or shining light onto the darkness in our corner of the world. Payne asked an important question. How many times do you need to use the tachyon chamber? Megan, would you like to jump in real quick and answer that for our friend Payne here?
Sure. Hi. What's recommended is that you try to do at least 6 visits to the tachyon chamber. And if you can do more than that, great. But for example, go on day 1, take a couple of days off. Go on day 4, take a couple of days off. It's nice to kind of chain 6 visits together over maybe a 3 or 4 week period, and see how you're feeling at the end of that. And then go for some more after that. I have clients who come once every few weeks because they have stressful jobs and they just need to come in and decompress. And that's what they mostly use it for. And then I have other people who come because they're developing their spirituality and their self-love, really. So I would say try to get at least 6 visits in, and more than that if you can. It's just a really wonderful gift you can give yourself. That what you realize is that you keep developing spiritually and emotionally and physically. It's never ending. It's really wonderful. Just when I think I've gotten so healthy, I get even more healthy. It's really great.
And Megan, what about someone who, let's say they live a distance and so they might be coming in for a day or two, because if they have to pay for a hotel or something, it's challenging to be there for 5 days. Are they able to, let's say over a weekend or something, maybe do 2 sessions in a day?
Yeah. Great question, Deborah. You can do up to 2 visits in a day. You just need to have several hours in between your visits. So for example, people will come in at 10 o'clock in the morning and they'll come back at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And they can do that 3 days in a row and get 6 visits in one trip if they're from out of town. And then in many cases, they're just spending 2 nights away from home and able to get in the 6 visits over a 3-day period and drive home at the end of that. And that works pretty well.
Yeah, that's I did something similar to that. My first experience, I actually tracked down Dr. Joe McNamara in Virginia. He actually was the first person, I think, in the planet to have a chamber. Wonderful, wonderful man, and I experienced it that way, where it was kind of short, a short visit, but it can still make a great impact. You just want to be sure, like all of this work, you're drinking water and you're allowing yourself to rest and all of that. So great.
Right. Great, Deborah. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Okay. Final Battle is offering us more information about the tachyons. So they're the first particles created when this universe came into creation. This is the reason why they are our direct connection to the source. Well, you cannot get much better than that. So thank you, Final Battle, for sharing that. Okay. So thank you for your comments and for hanging with us. We are going to be finishing this session with clearing some implants, doing some of the exercises, and we'll move through these as quickly as we can. And then we will, for those of you that would like to stay on, we will then do the meditation as a group for peace. So let us move on now to the clearing our implants section portion of our program. And Felipe, I think you're going to take over from here. Are you good with that? Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Felipe.
All right, so let's talk about clearing our implants. This is something that we have sharing with you all along the months that we are doing this. And first, we have to introduce a little bit what are we talking about. First, what we call the primary implants. These are some sort of stuff that is put on our physical, not in our physical, but in the other bodies. And so we will not be able to see it. We have a physical instrument. On the left side, we have the vertical implants, and those are in frontal lobe area above the eyebrows. And these block important aspects of ourselves, gave us problems with decision making, bring us survival fears, blocks our intuition, causes separation and loneliness. Those are kind of an illusion, always illusory things that are happening to us all the time, okay? And to dissolve these implants or start the dissolution of these implants, we are going to make an exercise that is called I Am God, the I Am God exercise. And on the right side, we have the horizontal implant, and this is about 4 centimeters above the navel, near the solar plexus, and establishes a separation in between the heart and the sexuality, and a separation between the masculine and feminine energies, and a separation between men and women. And so it creates division, it creates conflict in the society, it blocks our emotions and creativity, and suppresses the Kundalini. And to start with the dissolution of those implants, we are going to do this exercise that is called Sexist Love. And let us just say that when we arrive to this world, we already have these implants as part of a contract that we signed with the dark forces to be here. In the next slide, we are going to explain a little bit more about contract cancellation. And this is the contract cancellation is important because it's the sustain of these implants. And we are going to do this all together. I'm going to read this contract cancellation so we can participate in the next slide. We are going to see the powerful manifestation of this situation. Right now, for example, we invite you to either take a piece of paper or just follow ourselves when follow myself, my voice when we are saying this. And at the end, you can either sign up your name on the piece of paper and be done with it. Okay, so the thing is that we can write these things and then we can say this text aloud and filling the words and placing any kind of emotion that we can, paying attention to the emotions that these statements are bringing. And it is suggested to carry a copy of your contract cancellation with you as it is energetically powerful. And we need to revoke these contracts regularly because we live in a society that just about everything is a contract. Money is contract, that appointments are contracts, banks are contracts, and everything is just a contract with the society that we are surrounded with. So these contracts are stuff that we do not really necessarily need anymore. And the more people takes their destinies in their own hands by doing this, the more power we will have individually and collectively. All right. So in the next slide, we are going to see this contract.
And Felipe, what did we decide? Are we going to just do this verbally today, or are we going to have people write it out? What do we?
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Maybe for time, we should just speak it out loud today.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, so that we
Yes,
don't.
I myself as well, because
Yeah.
as I said, we have presented this information in the past before, so it's in all our videos.
Yeah.
And right now we can just go through it really quickly.
Yeah,
But
and I think people can, if you want, grab a screenshot of this, and so you can at any time write this out, and as Felipe described, and then read it out loud. Sign your name, read it out loud, and keep a copy with you. So, so we do recommend that you do this in writing as well. But for today, let's just say it out loud.
yes, so I'm going to say it out loud, and then you can concentrate on the power of those statements, and which is extremely important for us to bring our mind into a state in which we accept this, because sometimes we could even based of the programming of the dark forces start to fight this. So let's pay attention to the emotions that we are feeling when we are doing this contract cancellation. Okay, so here it goes. In the name of the I am that I am.
In the name of the I am that I am.
In the name of the divine soul presence that I am.
In the name of the divine soul presence that I am.
In the name of all ascended beings of light.
In the name of all ascended beings of light.
In the name of the Galactic Confederation.
In the name of the Galactic Confederation.
In the name of the Galactic Center.
In the name of the Galactic Center.
I decree and I command to cancel and nullify.
I decree and I command to cancel and nullify
All my past, present, and future contracts and agreements.
all my past, present, and future contracts and agreements
Made between any part of my being and the dark forces.
made between any part of my being and the dark forces.
All these contracts and agreements and all their consequences are now completely erased from my reality.
All these contracts and agreements and all their consequences are now completely erased from my reality.
I am now free.
I am now free.
All the karma of my whole being is now erased as well.
All the karma of my whole being is now erased as well.
I am a free sovereign being of light from now until eternity.
I am a free, sovereign being of light from now until eternity.
So be it, and so it is.
So be it, and so it is.
In light.
In light.
Now you can sign your name or speak your name out loud. Very good. So now the contract cancellation is done. The sustain for these implants is gone, and then we start feeling. We can start now feeling with this removal process that has started. Okay. So in the next slide, we are going to do the implant clearing triangulation. So triangulation is the act of deprogramming, this dissolving, all this finding and removing. Okay, so we are going to start the dissolution of the limiting beliefs and liberation of consciousness. If so, in these exercises, we are going to think. Should we write them or think them? I think we're going to think them this
I
time.
think
Okay.
I think what we decided to do is to do the writing of these because it is a little more
Mhm.
powerful that way. But I think we're only going to do 5 minutes. So
Okay.
we normally do 8. And of course, when you do this on your own, and so I said when, not if, when you do this on your own, because this can be done on a frequent basis, it is suggested to do this for 10 to 15 minutes, writing it out. But just for the sake of our time here today, we're going to do each of these for 5 minutes. So, yeah.
All right. So perfectly. We are going to write now two contradictory statements. We are going to make them go crazy. So we are it's like putting something in hot water, then put it in cold water, in very hot water and very cold water. So in that situation, when we put these two contradictory statements, we are going to start dissolving the hang that they have on us in a way that we can from now on, from that moment on, just decide by ourselves. So this is the construct that we are going to start dissolving our mind. So it's very important that you pay attention to every feeling, every thought that you have regarding this, and all the emotions that are being washed away and so on. This is very important that mm, you can remember these things. Okay. So, for instance, the vertical implant above our eyebrows creates the primary belief that that you have that I am not God. So when you write I am God, and put yourself in that state, and then you write I am not God and put yourself in that state, you bring your mind in both alternate states, which then begins to dissolve the implants. And for the same, this is going to be the same for the horizontal implant. The the one that is above your navel. These programs are have the basic message that sex is not love. So when you write the two alternating affirmations, sex is love and sex is not love, you decrease the effect of the implant and it begins to clear. So in the next slide, we are going to start with the triangulation number 1. I am God and I am not God. And so you can replace, if you consider God a word that is so much related to religion, you can use, for example, I am one with the source, I am not one with the source, or I am one with the goddess, I am not one with the goddess. You can even do it in your own language. And as we said, just pay attention to the emotions. It doesn't really matter how many times you have to write it. Just don't rush to do this. And we are going to give you 5 minutes so you can write these things down. And the strength of your intention is what matters more. It's important in the number of lines you write. So let's play some music and then we will be back in 5 minutes. right, friends? How did it feel? You can always make comments and then we will participate later. Okay, so let's go to the next triangulation. And this is also extremely important. It's going to start the removal of the implant that we have above the navel. And this is about writing these two contradictory statements: sex is love, sex is not love. And the strength of your intention is also always going to be more important than the number of lines you write. Please pay attention to the feelings and the ideas that these two contradictory sentences bring to your life. And there's going to be a powerful healing coming out from this. And okay, so we are going to put some music and then we will be back in 5 minutes. All right. Thank you, our friends. I think it is important information that we have shared with us, and these wonderful exercises are going to start dissolving this matrix around us. And when we do these exercises in alone, then we can do 15 minutes, and then we can also remember to drink water, and then eventually during the next days, just pay attention to the synchronicities that come to our lives. Some people feel strong, even strong physical effects, but some people just basically do not feel anything. That's some of the feedback that I have, as I got used to. Uh, but then we have to also pay attention to the synchronicities, to the people that comes in our lives or leaves our lives, to the books that show in front of us, to the I don't know, nameplates or to any information numbers and things. Let's pay attention to the synchronicities, because the life forces have a way to communicate, but we have to be aware that there is some communication going on in order for us to receive this communication. If people is asleep, then they do not get anything, even though it's perhaps screaming in front of them. And so the removal of the implants marks a very good step toward the light. So next slide is it's ready for us. If we have some comments, questions, it's a little moment for sharing.
Yeah, we're coming. Thank you, Felipe. Everything was great. We're coming to the end of our session. And so before we move on to invoking command 771 and then doing the meditation for peace, for those of you that would like to stay on so we can do that together with our strength. But let's just answer a few questions. If Megan's available to answer this one came up after Megan finished from Ella. Why do you need the time in between? I think that question was the time in between sessions that you were talking about.
Right. Hi. You get a pretty big dose of energy. It's wonderful energy. It's all the healing and detoxing energy you could ever wish for, but it's good to integrate that energy. So usually when people come for a session in the morning, they're in the tachyon chamber, usually at 25 minutes. Some of the tachyon chambers are 30 minutes. But anyway, it's good to go out, go for a walk, get used to the feeling. Sometimes, you have a few minutes of feeling a little spaced out because you're so high.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of need to come back down a little bit in between, I think. Yeah.
Right. So it's good to go out and, I tell people, go have lunch, walk around a little, drink some water, and then come back. It's just easier on you, just helps you get used to the energy in general.
Awesome.
And same with taking a few days off in between the sessions. If you have the luxury of being able to take a few days off and then come back, just do that. It's so easy. It makes you feel good, and it's really easy to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Megan. And thank you, Ella, for asking that question. That was a great question. Share a comment from Candy. Has anyone else noticed rainbow geometry spinning strangely outside of your crown? I see it every night. Woohoo! That's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that, Candy. And that's things are shifting, right? We got a woohoo from Caton. Let's see. I'm looking at Final Battles. The Captain Marvel movie is all about the implant. They call it the photon inhibitor. When removed, she activates her rainbow body. Isn't that cool? I haven't seen that movie. So, but I do know there's a lot of truth being shared in some of these movies. So thanks for sharing that final battle. Peggy said, thank you, everybody. And again, we thank you too for being here. Snow White, it's really funny that you were talking about synchronicities. I can't remember what we were talking about with synchronicities, but
That is something that I explained after I finished the exercises. Pay attention to synchronicities.
oh, right. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, synchronicities happen all the time. It's pretty cool. Laura says, invoking my emotions becomes more powerful and creates an easier flow each time. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Laura, and thank you for being here. Um, Kate and shared, very emotional, felt the inner conflict. It always seems easier to not be at one with the God. It always seems easier to not be at one with the goddess. Better prospects, less anxiety, yet I felt a yearning, a truth in being one with the goddess. To not be a better blessing, yet I felt a yearning, a truth in being one with the goddess. So Kate must have done the I am goddess, I am not goddess, which can be very, very powerful. Let's see. Snowy White shared an experience. I was just doing these two. And the first one, I just finished writing one whole paper. And once I flipped it, the first one exactly stopped. Then the second one, I didn't finish one page. I stopped somewhere 3/4 and went within and started connecting to the divine feminine. Beautiful. So Snowy White may have done the I am goddess as well. And said, I love you. And the music stopped. Synchronicity. There you go. Mind blown. Love that. Ella says, thank you for that. Is there a chamber in Ontario, Canada? Again, check that website that we mentioned earlier, tachyonis.org, and spelled, correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, tachyonis.org. We
That's
posted it
right.
earlier. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Because I don't know offhand. And let's see. Extremity said, I continue to see the flower of life in my vision. Beautiful. Ella's also shared with the clearings in 3D reality being about duality, good versus bad, light versus dark, and these implants being used to create duality. Yes, I find it so perfect that we are using the duality to clear them. Great point, Ella. Absolutely, and that's the power in them, is to going back and forth. So nice observation. Thank you.
Yeah, well, the tools that we have in 3D are not exclusive of dark forces, right?
Right. Yes.
We can use
We
ours.
can use them too. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Love that. Esme, thank you all so much. Third time for me now, and these are such amazing evenings to spend time with you and myself. So worthful. Worthful. What a beautiful word. Much love, and much love to you, Esme, for sharing that. So let's see. I think we've got one more coming here. Thank you for bringing us together for our time. Many blessings to you all, Adana. So thank you so much, Kat, and everyone for being here with us today, tonight, whatever your time zone is, and for attending these sessions. I would like to share our next session will most likely be 4 weeks from now. I can't recall that date. I think it's March 22nd. We will announce it both well, on the Victory of the Light Telegram channel. You can find announcements there, as well as on the Sisterhood of the Rose channels. And also our friends at We Love Mass Meditation post our sessions, as well as sessions in other languages. So, and I also want to bring your attention to another date. There's another Spiritual World Marathon taking place, and this is the third one of the year. And it's by our co-team of Victory of the Light, and they're doing this on Saturday, March 4th at 2 p.m. UTC, and that will be on the Victory of the Light YouTube channel. That will be broadcasting live as well. And basically, what that is a marathon of just meditations. A lot of the We Love Mass meditations. We Love Mass meditation meditations, and sort of like a marathon of all of these to help increase the light grid as well. So let's see. A few more comments. Ella says, thank you all. And Lydia says, thank you. We love our emojis, don't we? They're so fun. So thank you, Galena and Virgo, for sharing those. And okay, so I think that we are ready to move on to our final activity here. I would like to suggest if everyone could stay with us to invoke command 1220, command 771 together. And if you're so guided, and we hope you will be, to stay on an extra 15 minutes to do the meditation for peace. So because that is taking place every 4 hours, we're doing it on our own time here, but we've got a big enough group around the planet that it will have a very powerful impact. So let us, if you're not familiar with Command 771, this is a similar protocol using technology developed by the Pleiadians. And what this one is for emotional healing. And using this command helps if you feel negative emotions, or you might feel victimized from someone else's emotions. Remember, we all emit this energetic field. And so it helps to clear that as well. If you're emotionally hurt, or if you wish to clear some of your own issues or traumas and receive healing, this is a great command to use. So simply you repeat it 3 times out loud or in your head. And of course, out loud is more powerful. And you say command 771. And basically, upon you saying this, the Pleiadian medical ships will assist you with their healing beams. Now, it does help when you do this. This is always why we do it at the end, because we know, especially in some parts of the world, it's evening there, and you can just stay in this place of laying down. It helps to do this 20 to 30 minutes for the healing process. And so this is why we're doing it before this meditation, and so that we will be continuing to absorb these healing energies during this process. So let us together. Let me just see. I just want to post a few more comments before we get into that place, because I'd like us to just kind of relax. We have William with a smile. We have a thank you from Lenore. We have a thank you from Cattens. Thank you so much. We love your input. So we are one from Galena. Thank you from Coco. And Payne. Oh, Payne is saying I have a copy in my wallet, referring to, I'm not sure, maybe the contract cancellation, maybe 771 even. So the thing is with the triangulation exercises, I don't recall if we mentioned this. You don't want to keep those. That was an energetic purge, and so throw them away, tear them up, whatever you need to do. But some of these other things you can definitely keep. Great gratitude from Galena. Thank you so much. Awesome. You guys are great. So thank you for your input. We are a volunteer team, and we do appreciate the input from people. And if you have suggestions, please let us know too. If there's a topic you'd like us to share on healing, we're always looking for new ideas as well. So, okay. So let us together, what we're going to do, similar to the command 1221, we are going to say this together 3 times out loud. So please repeat after me. Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Command 771.
Thank you, Felipe. We've contacted the Pleiadians have heard us. The energetic healing is started. And what we're going to do now is move into this meditation for peace. It's between Russia, Ukraine, and NATO. You can find all the information about this on the We Love Mass Meditation website, the schedule for every 4 hours. But this is a 15-minute meditation that is very much suggested that we do at this time. And our light is so beautifully bright and powerful right now, we will have a beautiful impact. So continue to stay in your relaxed position for the emotional healing taking place. And we will now invoke some beautiful goddess energy into the situation for peace around the world. So we'll meet you back here in 15 minutes. Thank you. And it looks like we're trying to start the broadcast. Today has been
Sabotage.
yes, some technical issues today. Hang in there. In the meantime, just enjoy the emotional healing taking place. Beautiful healing. And we can, let's see here. We can always use the text. So let me look through that or look for that.
Yeah, I think it's better
Okay.
because it's from the web, then the running the meditation, and I checking in the YouTube, and the same is stuck. So I will
Okay.
run music, and you're doing the voice, okay?
Yes, let me yeah, that sounds great, May. And we will just so basically if you want to just listen to my voice. So again, we're going to start with our breathing, following the breath. Using your own technique to bring you to a relaxed state of consciousness. And now, state your intent to bring peace and healing to the situation between Russia, Ukraine, and NATO. Invoke the violet flame from its primary source to place a circle of protection around you during and after the meditation. Ask this violet flame to transmute anything that does not serve the light. Now visualize a pillar of pink light emanating from the galactic central sun, and then descending down through your body and deep into the center of the earth. Now visualize this light flowing through your heart and then through your hands directly to everyone involved in the situations between Russia, Ukraine, and NATO. Harmonizing everyone and bringing peace. Let the pink light then flow onwards, healing all other conflicts worldwide. Now ask the Goddess Presence, the Divine Feminine, to protect all Ukrainian nuclear plants and biolabs from any damage, to prevent any fallout. Visualize that all those facilities are safe and protected. Then ask the Goddess Presence, the Divine Feminine, to direct energies of peace and harmony to all unresolved situations between Russia, Ukraine, and NATO, and everyone involved in these situations. And especially protecting civilians from the military conflict in Ukraine. Now let these energies then flow onwards and heal all other conflicts worldwide. Allow these beautiful energies to continue to flow through your heart and then through your hands into these situations for a few minutes. Goddess wants peace, and peace it shall be. So be it, and so it is. Thank you for contributing your light to the light grid. This light grid helps the light forces with our liberation. It helps them to keep the peace on the planet. And we do invite you to share this meditation and to do it as often as you can. Those are the schedules in UTC time. So thank you, everyone, so much for your contribution to the light today, for your commitment to your own healing and your commitment to healing the planet as well. We are in a beautiful place right now on the planet where we are witnessing the shift of the world and of humanity, and we are a part of it. And I just want to thank everyone for being with us, for contributing your time today. I just want to share a few comments and invite you to stay in the place of continuing to receive your emotional healing from Command 771. And beautiful comment from Susan. When I'm in fear, I have many problems. When I'm in the light and positive and loving, I have no problems. That's because you attract on your vibrational field that you are. So beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Susan. Yes, victory of the goddess so much. And thank you, Peggy, for saying thank you. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, your comments are great. Yes. Thank you for sharing. Michelle, Laura. Yes, it did feel like a wonderful session in spite of the technical bumps. But we did it, guys. And this is symbolic of our world right now. You know, we get through the bumps, we stay in the light, and we have a huge impact. So, we're going to wrap today, and we just thank you so much for your time and your energy. We will see you in 4 weeks. Keep holding the light. And I'd like to thank the team as we say victory of the light, victory of the light, victory of the light.
Victory of the light.
Victory of the light.
Of the light.
Thank you.